Wealth is not a number. It is the energy that moves the world. Before the charts, there was the soil. Before the dollar, there was the dark gold. Most traders see a price. The elite see a weapon. This is the master architecture of a financial legacy. The hidden script of the elite. 1200 BCE, Mesopotamia. The first time man realized oil was more than just mud. For centuries, it was used for boats and medicine. Then came the spark. 1850. The world was dark, lit only by whale oil, a dying industry. But in Pennsylvania, Edwin Drake was about to change the math of humanity. 1859, Titusville, the first commercial oil well, the Black Rush began. Oil was no longer a resource. It was a race for survival. Enter the king of monopoly, John D. Rockefeller. Rockefeller didn't trade oil. He traded the infrastructure. He understood the first rule of the elite: control the supply, control the price. Standard Oil was born, a monster that consumed every competitor in its path. By 1880, Rockefeller controlled 90% of American oil, the first true institutional power. But oil needs a machine. 1900, the birth of the internal combustion engine. Suddenly, every nation on earth realized, without oil, you are a ghost. World War I, the first war won on the back of the tank and the plane. Lord Curzon said, the Allies floated to victory on a wave of oil. 1920s, the discovery of the Middle East, the game moves to the desert. The Seven Sisters, the 7 companies that ruled the world's energy, they set the price. They picked the winners. They were the original smart money. World War II, Hitler's biggest mistake, thinking he could win without the Baku oil fields. The United States became the world's gas station. Power shifted permanently. 1945, the Quincy Agreement, FDR and King Abdulaziz, the deal that changed history. Security for oil. The United States would protect the desert would fuel the United States. 1960, the birth of OPEC. The producers fight back. The monopoly was breaking. The world was about to experience its first shock. 1973, the embargo, the day the world stood still. The stock market crashed. The dollar bled. The elite watched from the shadows. How do you save a dying dollar? You link it to the only thing the world needs. The Petrodollar, every barrel sold in US dollars, the ultimate hedge for the empire. This created a permanent demand for the dollar. No matter what happened, you needed greenbacks. 1980s, the era of excess. Oil prices fluctuate, but the control is absolute. 1990, the Gulf War. Proof that the empire would go to any length for its fuel. The 2000s, the rise of China, a new player with an insatiable hunger. 2008, oil hits $147, the peak of the old world. The shale revolution, America finds its own oil again. The game shifts again. Suddenly, the world was drowning in oil. 2014, the price collapsed. Negative prices. 2020, the day you were paid to take a barrel of oil. The history of oil is a cycle of blood, fire, and profit. But what does this mean for the person sitting behind a MetaTrader 5 screen? It means you are trading the lifeblood of civilization. Every tick on your screen is a reflection of a treaty, a war, or a secret deal. Now, we move from the history books to the digital battlefield. Russia, Ukraine, 2022, oil becomes a weapon of sanctions. Europe realizes its dependence. The green energy lie is exposed. Oil is the bridge. You can't build a future without the energy of the past. The BRICS nation, China, India, Russia, they are tired of the petrodollar. The petro-yuan, a new threat to the world reserve currency. If the oil-dollar link breaks, the forex market will explode. Volatility is the trader's best friend, and oil is the king of volatility. We are living through the Great Transition, the biggest wealth transfer in history. The elite are already positioned, are you? Oil is the leading indicator for everything you trade. Inflation, interest rates, consumer spending, it all starts at the pump. This is why the smart money never looks at one chart in isolation. To master oil is to master the world's pulse. We have finished the history. Now, we enter the Masterclass. Buckle up. The logic of the 1% starts now. If you aren't watching oil, you are trading blind. Look at the Canadian dollar. It's not just a currency, it's an oil derivative. Canada is one of the world's largest oil exporters. When oil goes up, CAD gets stronger. This is a positive correlation. It's a gift for the macro trader. Now look at the Japanese yen. Japan imports almost all its oil. High oil prices destroy the yen's value. This is the inverse correlation. When oil breaks a major resistance, the smart money is already selling JPY pairs. This is called intermarket analysis. It's how the 1% stay ahead. You don't wait for the CAD news, you watch the oil supply. If OPEC announces a cut, the Canadian dollar is your weapon of choice. But what about the US dollar? The petrodollar relationship is complex. Usually, a strong dollar means cheaper oil. But in a crisis, all rules break. This is where most retail traders lose their accounts. They follow old rules. The elite don't follow rules. They follow liquidity. And oil is the largest pool of liquidity on the planet. Welcome to the age of the machine. 90% of oil trades are done by AI. These algorithms don't have emotions. They have parameters. They hunt for fair value gaps in the oil futures market. When an algorithm sees an imbalance, it moves with violent precision. This is why you see those stop hunts just before a big move. The algorithm clears the weak hands to fuel the real move. At Trade with Frank, we don't fight the algorithm, we shadow it. We look for the footprints of the smart money. An order block in oil is like a massive heavyweight champion entering the ring. When price hits that block, the reaction is almost always legendary. Look at this market structure shift on the 15-minute oil chart. The trend has changed. The big players have flipped their bias. If you caught this on oil, you already knew CAD/JPY was going to fly. This is the macro edge. This is how you win the game of 2026. But wait, there is one more secret, the SMT divergence between oil and gas. 2026, the world is at a breaking point. The old money is fighting for its life. Inflation is the monster that oil created. Central banks are trapped. If they raise rates, the economy dies. If they don't, the dollar dies. This uncertainty is where the smart trader finds his fortune. While the world panics at the news, we trade the reaction. Watch the SPR, the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, the U.S.'s last line of defense. When the reserve is empty, the price floor is set. The smart money knows this. Now look at the East. Saudi Arabia is joining BRICS. The pivot is real. They are moving away from the dollar. This is the great de-dollarization. Every forex pair you trade will be affected by this shift. EUR/USD will no longer be the king. The commodity currencies will take the throne. If you aren't prepared, you will be liquidity for those who are. Don't be a retail statistic. Be an institutional operator. The history of oil has taught us one thing. The trend is your friend, but the narrative is your master. This is the moment of truth. The journey from 3000 BCE to the 1-minute chart is complete. You now understand the dark gold better than 99% of the world. But knowledge without action is just noise. Trading is a craft, a discipline, a legacy. It's about showing up every day, even when the market is boring. Because the biggest moves happen when no one is looking. The Frank family isn't just a community, it's an elite circle. We share the logic, we share the vision, we share the profit. If you are ready to stop guessing and start knowing, then your journey begins here. Oil is the past, Forex is the present, your freedom is the future. Don't let the shift happen without you. Be the shift. Master the energy, master the market, master yourself. I'll see you in the elite rooms. I'll see you on the live stream. This is Trade with Frank. The legacy continues.